Well, we've got our cigars lit, our chairs leaned back, and our hearts wide open. It's Smokin Sounds Podcast. Sean here, and the man that needs no introduction, he's on the phone. What's up, Justin?
Man, you've heard it. You've heard about mailing it in. Man, I'm phoning it in. Oh man.
Well, we've got you in an undisclosed location since they think you're the man in black that snuck in during the Survivor Games.
Well, that's true. And see, the thing about that is, it does where I'm at, my undisclosed location. It does rhyme with spoken turf.
That's right.
or the Beagle's turf is where I might be located.
So I think this is the first time we've ever come from the Carhole Lounge and the Eagles turf.
That's true. We're kind of trying out something new here. Schedules kind of change and all that. But we wanted to spend this Wednesday evening with everybody. I hope I still sound good. Sean says I'm still coming. So I have a little board over here, and he has a board over there, and so guys, so we're still trying to work out all the technical stuff, but you don't need technology to smoke. And so what did you say you have going on?
So I just lit up one of our favorites, the Herrera Esteli Brazilian. From Willie Herrera and Drew Estate. It was courtesy of our good friend Lance from Drew Estate.
Oh, Lance. Oh, yeah.
Mr. Steal Your Job.
Exactly. I tell you what, man. And again, he was just a natural.
Yes. Yeah. Actually talked to him the other day, just checking in with him, see how he's doing and all that. And hopefully he'll be back in Tulsa after the first of the year, and we'll be able to connect with him.
So also, as we're kind of throwing together this little episode, I hope everybody caught the episode before this one with Sean and Miss Emery. Now you talk about stealing the job. I think everybody's going to say, as soon as if Emery does another one of these, it's going to be another. They're going to say, Justin, who? No. Who was that guy? Yeah.
Well, hey, look, she did get a lot of great feedback, and that's something that she had been asking me to do, and so I thought, let's have a little fun with it. It kind of fulfilled the sounds part of Smokin Sounds, if you will.
Yeah, we don't, we often hit the cigar events and stuff like that. Yeah, and just like Milhouse said of Bart Simpson, he's like, "Hey, you've changed, man. It used to be about the music."
Well, speaking of
Bart,
music,
Bart would just tell him to slag off. Okay, go ahead, man.
We do have your playlist, Santa's Pipe, which you can find on Apple Music, playing underneath us. With the holiday season, you have been kind enough to put together a couple of Christmas playlists for us. We got Mary Maduro, Christmas Connecticut, and Santa's Pipe, I think, right?
Yes, Connecticut Wrapper Christmas, and then Mary Maduro. Now, all of these playlists have been updated with a couple new tracks kind of snuck in there. So, guys, want you to check those out. So, as you can hear, Santa's Pipe is basically it's really scaled down. It's basically most of the tracks are just drums, bass, and piano, all in the style of like the Vince Guaraldi, Charlie Brown Christmas type music. And so I kind of kept out all the orchestrations, all the big band type stuff. And so this is one to, say it's, Friday night, you've done all your Christmas stuff, or Saturday night, you've done so you just want to sit back with your pipe and just kind of be mellow and just kind of, all that. And so that was the idea behind this. Now, Mary Maduro is more of a Christmas rockin' party, send the kids home early kind of Christmas party. And while we're on the subject, so Connecticut Wrapper Christmas is more of it's got the old and new. So you'll hear the original song, and then you'll hear like a remix or a remake of it and stuff like that. So there's a great playlist. Almost none of them contain something that you would hear, say, on your lot of the radio stations right now go all Christmas, right? And you just hear the same Mariah Carey, the same, Bing Crosby. I love Bing Crosby. I like Mariah Carey, but all these playlists feature stuff you don't normally hear.
Some Brian Setzer Orchestra. I remember when when we used to have to go to like CD Warehouse and stuff. I remember us going and looking for the Brian Setzer Orchestra Big Band Christmas or whatever it was called. And
Boogie Woogie Set or something like that.
Yeah. And I think we ended up finding it at like a Barnes and Noble or something like that in Tulsa. That must have been like 97, 98. I mean, that was a few years ago.
Oh yeah, and see, and every time I think about that, I just smell coffee because remember they had like I don't know if it was a Starbucks in there or if it was like their own. It
is a Starbucks now, but back then it was not a Starbucks. It was it was their own baristas or whatever. I can't remember exactly what the name of the coffee shop that was in there, but yeah, you're 100% right, man. It was just coffee and music, and that's when you actually went in there and could get the CDs and all. Hell, you could could have even still got cassette tapes back then.
I won't say who, but I actually had a family member about 5 years ago probably about 5-6 years ago now. Now she actually wanted to know, because she knew I knew like all the computer and stuff and this, phones and all that. She said, "Where can I get music on cassette?" And I said, "Oh, I know exactly where you can get that." She goes, "Really? Where?" I said, "Well, we need a time machine first because we have to go back to like 1988.
Yeah, you're gonna have to update your Sony Walkman.
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, if you all do a little nostalgia here. So, how many of you had the demagnetizer? You put the little battery inside the cassette, and then you would play it, and it would go boop and then it would erase the magnet stuff off your cassette heads. And I don't know how many of you all remember that, but you were supposed to do that like once every 2 or 3 months.
Oh wow, I never did that, huh? See?
Oh yeah, but now the thing is, here's what no one told me until I found out way later. I said it was a cassette, and up the corner you had this hearing aid battery, and so what you were supposed to do was put the battery in the cassette, put it in your player, hit play, it'd go boop, and that was it, and you take it out. But you were supposed to then take the battery out, otherwise it would run down, and mine always did, and that always kind of helped the cassette playback, a little nostalgia there. Yeah.
Well, listen, and the reason why I wanted to use Santa's pipe is because I wanted to run a couple of pipe tobaccos to you, Justin. See, have you ever smoked them? And then we've had a couple of our loyal listeners reach out this week. They have purchased pipes and pipe tobaccos, and so I wanted to tell you about that. But before I get into the pipe tobaccos, right as I was kind of waiting to get on the phone with you here, Jay Furman, you guys know him from Pipe and Tamper with Bulldog Bo, he messaged me and he said, finally got my hands on one of these, and he was smoking the West Tampa Red, and he said, by God, were you right? So I
can't remember. Is that was that? I put you on the spot here. Was that still your undisputed?
That still holds the belt, right? We haven't. The belt has not. There's been plenty of contenders, but WTR West Tampa Red is still holding down the Smokin Sounds Heavyweight Championship belt.
Well, you better look out. There might be a masked attacker coming at the last.
I'm telling you. It's going to be like Seth Rollins coming in or something. But I saw Jay and Bo. They both popped open tins celebrating 25 years GL P's Silver Jubilee. It's all Virginia tobacco. No Latakia, no Orientals, no Perique, just lovely Virginias. Have you ever had that one?
I have not had that one. But I've had plenty of Virginia, Now, GLPs is actually known for their English. So when I saw that, I was actually very surprised that they were coming out with a non-Latakia blend. So
Yeah.
that guys, I would say, of course, GLPs is they make fantastic tobaccos, but so if you have a chance to try that and you say, well, maybe I'm not such an English fan, I'm not such a Latakia fan, definitely Jubilee, Silver Jubilee sounds like one you need to try, because it's always interesting. Just kind of as a side note, so Galwith and Hogarth, Samuel Galwith, a European maker of pipe tobacco, they actually have one called Americana. It has a big American flag on it, and they're trying to do their version of like a vanilla Cavendish. And so always take advantage of like when somebody else, when these renowned tobacco houses kind of are trying to go another way than what they're known for. And by the way, the Americana, if you can find a tin of that, it is very good, but it's very different from what you and I would understand from basic pipe tobacco.
And so now Cornell and Deal, they have a new small batch out. It is inspired by Louisiana's Christmas Eve bonfires. It's called Fires on the Levee. And that one looks like it's going to be a really good seller for them in their small batch.
It looks strong though too, by given how the percentage of Perique that they're talking about. It does look like that one's going to be. Now Perique is, if you guys are unfamiliar, and most of you know, but if you don't, you say, well, what's Perique? I mean, some of these I get. It's kind of like real dark plum flavor, but its biggest draw for pipe smokers is that it doesn't have any more nicotine than, say, Burley. It certainly has more than Virginia, certainly has more than Latakia. But the nice thing about Perique is that because of how it reacts with most people's body chemistry, Perique actually allows you to access the nicotine in the tobacco a lot quicker and a lot more of it. So that's something when you see all these Virginia Perique blends, or you see loaded with Perique, that's what they're trying. They're not trying to add nicotine. They're just trying to so you can get to the nicotine faster.
And so then Cornell and Dill's has got another one, Briar Fox, Star of the East, and Black Duck. And then Carolina Christmas is a wintertime reserve. Then they have Wintertime Reserve, Watson, Professor, and Baskerville. Have you seen those tins that they came out with?
Now, Briar Fox is a classic. That is a classic English. It's sort of a lot of people describe it as a medium English. Again, Briar Fox has been around forever, so I think it's a lighter English myself. A little bit lighter. Star of the East is definitely, again, another classic. That one has been around longer than I've been smoking a pipe. And guys, I've been smoking a pipe for a while.
Wow. So it's really been around for a while.
Yeah. It has been around for a minute and a half. So that one is a much more of I would say a Balkan blend.
Okay.
Kind of, yes, there's lots of Latakia, but there's plenty of Turkish and things like that. So again, those classics I can speak on. The other ones I really can't. Although they did re-release We Three Kings,
yes,
earlier, and that one is. If you're a Virginia fan, We Three Kings for a Christmas blend. I know a lot of pipe smokers might think and go, well, Christmas blend, it's all going to smell like Christmas cookies and cinnamon and all that. And I'm not, I don't want to mix my cinnamon and Christmas cookies. I might want to eat them. I don't want to smoke them, and I get that. But We Three Kings is a great departure from that, and so if you can get your hands on some, definitely avail yourself of that. It's a great Christmas blend, and it to me it has there's a little bit of spice, but its main thing is it's just Virginia and other things like that. So again, that's one. If you want a Christmas blend, but you don't want cinnamon or nutmeg or chocolate or all that.
And I really enjoyed it whenever I smoked some of that tin that you had. I can't remember which episode we smoked it on, but I really enjoyed it because usually I'm a autumn evening, black gold maple, and I really like the Sun Bear line that Cornell and Dill has. But
that's hard to get.
And I really want to try that Carolina Christmas. I would love to compare it with that the Red Virginia or whatever that tin was I just sent over your way.
Yeah, the Red Virginia flake. Yeah, that would be interesting. It's almost like to the point where even Cornell and Dill, like sometimes there's so many of these small batches, that they're rolling out. And honestly, my only complaint is I wish they would last longer. Like you could get them longer.
Yeah.
Because guys, I mean, if you're going to be a pipe smoker, here's one thing you're going to find out is that, like most of the time, and Sean, I'm going to ask you about this here in a second.
Okay.
Most of the time, if you try a cigar, by the time you get done with that cigar, you kind of know what it's about, if you like it, if you don't, what kind of flavorings you got, because it comes up all of a sudden. Really, to get to know a pipe tobacco, you have to, I would say, smoke up to about 4 bowls of it in a certain pipe to really kind of get the nuances. And so it takes pipe connoisseurs longer, or it should, to review and to really get to know tobacco and certainly to review it. So sometimes, again, we have our daily smokes, we have our, especially some of us, it gets colder, so we, maybe can't smoke near as much outside. But I just wish they would leave those around a little longer, not pull them, or make a few more of them so they would last, so we could actually have the time to go over it. But speaking of cigars, so give everybody who's never had a Herrera Esteli, particularly Brazilian, break that off for us.
Well, so what I like about this Brazilian, all of the Estelis that I've had in that Esteli line by Willie Herrera have just been fantastic. The Habano is really good. What I really like about this Brazilian, it is a darker wrapper, and I believe it's got a little bit of that Brazilian Araparoca in it, which gives you kind of like those chocolate notes and stuff that you would get from, say, a Connecticut broadleaf and things like that. And it's just so smooth. It's one of those cigars where if you looked at it and you saw that dark wrapper, you might think, sound the alarm, this one's going to put me on my keister. But it's not. It's a very medium body cigar. Aromatics are fantastic, and those chocolate notes, those maybe some baking spice notes in there, is just because I tell you what, I got a couple of the new Thunder Kisses from Crowned Heads, right?
Excellent.
And I told John, I was messaging with him yesterday, and I said, I got the Thunder Kiss, and he said, please let me know what you think ASAP. So and I told John this today. I really have a hard time calling this a budget cigar. So this cigar retails for $6.75. It's a 5x54. It is
Is this the Thunder Kiss?
This is a Thunder Kiss from Crowned Heads, right?
Okay.
And so I rushed home yesterday because I promised John I was going to smoke it as soon as I got home. And I got home, said hi to the wife. She was busy working on a project. I ran out here in the garage. I fired it up, and from the first draw, you could tell there was premium. It's all long filler, right? And I was like, there is no way that this cigar is a budget cigar, right? And then as I got towards the final third, I thought, I got to set my ass down. That thing almost put me on my keister. Now, I don't know that it was because the cigar was so full body, or I rushed home so quick after work. I had not eaten. I hadn't consumed a lot of substance yesterday, busy at work, you know how life gets. But I was so intrigued by this, and every review I had seen had been saying basically the same thing: as no way this is a budget cigar. And I told John, I said, if you hand this cigar unbanded to anybody, there will not be one person that guesses that this is a $6.75 cigar. I've smoked $20 sticks that don't touch the Thunder Kiss.
Wow. Excellent.
And then today I had Pete Johnson's Tatawahe's new one, the Sex Tooth. And it's another Habano. And I got the torpedo tip, and I think it was a 5x54. Also, $8 cigar. So we're going to consider these are quote unquote. I checked with Matt, our good friend budget.cigar smoker on Instagram. So these do fall under that budget cigar category. But I mean, you know, we've always spoke very highly of Foundation's Charter Oaks. These two, this could be the new tag team, the Thunder Kiss and the Sex Tooth. Now, I think John said that, I can't remember the number, but they thought they had produced enough of the Thunder Kisses to last into the new year, and they all sold out in a week.
Wow. So like there's a big market for that.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, obviously it's that time of year where you're spending money on others, right? It's a season of giving. But if you can go into your local tobacconist and pick up a Thunder Kiss for $7 basically, and a Sex Tooth for $8, I mean, you're less than $20 on two great sticks from two great cigar manufacturers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no, go ahead, Justin.
Oh, I just was going to say, and so the nice thing about, so if you do like some budget cigars, you know, and you might, if you, for your cigar smoker on your list, you might initially think, you know, he's going to kind of know these are, but you know, hit even if you have to hit like a little Tupperware action with it, you know, to keep him fresh and all that. You know what I mean? If you can find a great go-to, you know, if you know, and he has a few of them, he can just, you know, go. That would be appreciated more than what you know, more than say one, you know, $50 cigar.
Yeah, like everybody's running out and getting the Opus X right now because it's Christmas time, and they've just released a couple of different varieties in the Opus X line. But you know, you're talking a $54 cigar. I mean, golly, you could buy how many? You know, 10. You could almost buy 10 Thunder Kisses for the price of one Opus X. And Opus X are great cigars. I'm not saying that they're, you know, they're not. I've never had an Opus X, but I don't think you've ever had one either, have you?
No, I have not. So all right. So true to form, we want to be, you know. So how does now, you know, we'll just kind of go the budget war here. So
okay.
You said you had that Thunder Kiss, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now, you know, let's say you're a guy like me, and I almost always have a Drew Estate factory smoke around it, and even then, that's like half the price, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So keeping price in mind for those who you maybe, you know, will grab a handful of factory smokes. Again, just go to, you just want a cigar, let's just go smoke, you know. Let's not. How is the Thunder Kiss, in your opinion, worth twice the price? And when we say that, it's like $8 instead of $4.
Right. Yeah. No, I think it is. And I love factory smokes. Factory smokes are great budget cigars. I would spend the extra $4 for the Thunder Kiss because I'm telling you, from the first draw, you're going to be like, wow, there's no way. This is a premium long filler cigar. For you, I think what you would appreciate about the Thunder Kiss is because you are like, you know, nicotine doesn't touch you. I think you're going to notice that it's a little bit more of a fuller body than, say, anything in even the Maduro in the factory smoke line, which the Maduro is my favorite in the factory smoke line. And
yes,
and like even like the Sex Tooth, it's milder than the Thunder Kiss. So I think that you would appreciate the offering that you're getting in a little more full body cigar. You're going to get more tasting notes, if you will, through the Thunder Kiss than you would through a factory smoke.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, definitely. We want to, kind of cover all, so from the bottom of the factory to the Thunder Kiss to, on up there. I'll tell you what I'm excited about. Our place kind of got them. Did you see those blackened cigar tins that have come out?
And don't tell my brother Adam, but I'm thinking that might be a great Christmas gift for him. Because they're the little cigarellos, I guess, if you will. And
yes.
I was talking to Jared, the owner of Omerta's Cigars here in Tulsa, and he's actually going to be getting in the blackened Lanceros.
Ooh, man. Now there you go. And I would love to, because that shape, guys, it's kind of skinnier and longer and skinnier than your typical Robusto. I'm just trying to keep everybody on the same page.
Yes, sir.
But the Lancero, habanero. So the Lancero has a tendency to kind of direct that flavor a little more because of its shape and because of its skinnier. It kind of focuses that in more. So I would love to see, and of course, I mean, I love to have the tins with me. So yeah, definitely I need I think they come like the dark and the white. I think there's
the M81 and the S84. Yes.
Yeah. So I would definitely want the dark one, the original. And it just seemed it was this time of year, wasn't it? Or was it a little bit earlier that when we did our blackened episode?
It was in December. It was like a December 5th episode, I believe, if memory serves me right.
Yeah.
And,
because you guys, you need to go back and listen to that. We actually, and I would encourage people to go listen to that one and see if we have actually improved any.
We may have hit our peak there, Justin.
Yeah, but that's true.
And it's funny because I was listening to another podcast, and I just went blank, but they were also talking about that perfect pairing of the M81 and the blackened whiskey. And they kind of referenced that they had heard us talk about it, and so they had to try it. And again, they were like, man, they were right. This is it. The M81 is a fantastic triple Maduro. I didn't know it was a triple Ligero. I'm sorry. Double Maduro, triple Ligero. But they were saying, it takes that, say it's a 10 and knocks it up to like a 50, pairing it with that whiskey. And I agree. I thought it was a fantastic pairing.
Oh my gosh. And by the way, so speaking of all that, so lo and behold, we were listening to something on the Amazon Echo, and I actually heard an advertisement for Horsehead bourbon.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wow. I know. I mean, I love the fact that like Crown Royal and bourbons can now advertise, a little more freely than they used to. So absolutely, I was like, wow, Horsehead, because remember we had that at Bourbon and Ash that one time.
And can I say something about Josh real quick? I think you reposted it on our Smokin Sounds, but they got like a Taylor, E.L. Taylor, I think it is, and a Stag and another bottle of, what do they call them? Reserved liqueurs, right? And Josh posted on there, they don't up the price for a pour of that. Like it's, they keep it consistent just because it's an allocated bottle. That's the word I was looking for. They're not charging you more for the pours. Now, because they are allocated bottles, I'm sure the pours are a little bit more than, say, a pour of Wild Turkey or whatever. But he's not upcharging you more just because and he had only had them for a day and like half of the bottles were gone. So obviously those are allocated bottles. Everyone wants them. And kind of like Outcast cigars, they're flying out the door over there at Bourbon and Ash.
Oh yeah. And now, and again, we've talked about that before. We'll just mention Outcast real quick. So I love them with coffee in the morning. If I have to, if I have one and have a big old mug of coffee in the morning, Outcast just fits with that perfectly. But So I also all right. So let's stop here. So now, how's that Esteli Brazil? Have the flavors
Its
changed any?
flavors consistent, construction consistent, and I smoked I think it may have been the Habano, one of our episodes from the tobacco pouch with Pipe Mike. I had smoked the Esteli, and it's just a fantastic cigar. I think they retail $11-12. I'm smoking the Toro size. Again, this one was a gift from Mr. Lance Lewis from Drew Estate, and it's just it's one of those. Now this one has got some age on it. I actually took it out of the cellophane, and it's been sitting in one of my Cigar Bro humidors, and so it's got a little bit of aging to it, probably 5 or 6 months, and it is just fantastic.
Wow, excellent. So now I wanted to get back to our pipe smokers.
Yes.
A little bit here. So I wanted to remind everybody. I know we go over this, but everyone always says, "Oh, you need a pipe episode. You need a pipe episode." Kind of a pipe smoking 101, because we have new listeners all the time, and they. So, just real quick, how to pack your pipe, and I find, to me, simple is better. The Frank method, if you guys don't know what that is, you can do that. You can do that on YouTube.
Let me tell you why I'm laughing real quick, Justin. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but our good friend Raul, right?
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of.
So
yeah.
I asked him, he got this cool looking pipe. It was a $20 pipe that he got at a truck stop somewhere in Texas, right? Beautiful pipe. And I told you he got a 10 of Eileen's Dream from CAO because of our episode. And he said, tell Justin I used the Frank method. And I just started. So when you said that, I just started cracking up. And then he messaged me, and I was going to introduce you this way. He said, tell Justin he is the pipe Yoda. And I started cracking up. I said, now that's a new one. The pipe Yoda.
So I tell you a much simpler system than that. And we'll just kind of go run through this. So I always do it child, mother, father. And I'm not politically correct, so this is what I call them, child, mother. So you look at your pipe bowl, you put a little pinch in there and barely tamp it down as though you were a child. Just barely tamp. You get a slightly bigger pinch of tobacco, put it in there, and tamp it down halfway. With a little bit of halfway force there, as though you're, the mother. Now, and then you get a bigger pinch and really kind of force it down there like the father. The idea, you want to have your bowl 2/3 full, because that when you burn that tobacco, it's going to expand. It's going to, when you light it, it's going to, you'll see it. It'll kind of jump up. It'll kind of, try to. So you want your bowl 2/3 full, and just real quick. So after you get it packed in there, then you tamp it down. You do a single light, just kind of puff on it a little bit, a little bit of puff on it, and let it go out. Yeah. We want it to go out. And so it'll form like this hard crust on top. Now that you light then all around, and you make sure the flame gets all around the bowl, soft flame only, no torch.
No torch.
Matches, no torch. Matches, Zippo, yellow flame. So that's what we want, the yellow flame. And as you're smoking it, every once in a while, you'll tamp it down. You'll kind of crunch it down, and you tamp everything towards the center, where, you want everything to kind of be at the center of the pipe. And then as you're puffing on it there. So that's kind of a quick rundown of like how to pack your pipe, and then kind of how to light it. If you keep on with it, I almost always, unless I'm not paying attention or whatever, 2 lights. That's all you should need. But that takes a little practice. You've got to be a little more intentional about it. But I will say this, especially this time of year, if you can be somewhere and maybe have some Lane hazelnut, or right now they have the vanilla Smoker's Pride on sale at pipesandscigars.com. If you have one of those good aromatics like that, believe me, like say, even if you're outside, or if you're at a bar that allows smoking, believe me, especially this time of year, people will definitely appreciate it, and all that. So,
And I didn't want to go without mentioning all of our good friends, Brian and everybody, Jeff at the Tulsa Pipe Club. And the past two meetings, they have had several guys show up. So let me give these guys a round of applause because, man, I really appreciate them keeping the Pipe Club going. I want to be able to make it. I'm hoping to be able to make it to the next one here in December. But we love those guys over at the Tulsa Pipe Club, and I see them adding new members to the Facebook group all the time.
Yeah,
and it encourages me. And Brian is doing just such a great job with the Tulsa Pipe Club, and Jeff Davis, he's just an awesome dude, and all the guys, Wayne and Levi, all those guys. I love everybody over at the Tulsa Pipe Club, and they couldn't be bigger supporters of us, and so it's just very encouraging to see that group growing and growing. And I love it.
And it's unusual because pipe smokers tend to be a little more introverted. They tend to be a little more, again, when a man takes to a pipe, he becomes a philosopher, and when he takes to a cigar, he becomes powerful.
Yes.
It's kind of two different. Now, I wish I had this. I wish I had the credit. This isn't from me. This is original with me, but. I think it was somebody on one of the social media was saying that like cigars are like espresso coffee. You get that hit, you get that boom, you get that, and real quick, like now they describe pipe smoking as like, say, a good English tea. You might get as much caffeine from the tea, but you do so much slower. It's a much more cerebral process. And the reason why I bring that up, so that's why sometimes pipe smoking groups can be hard because people are so, I wouldn't say necessarily introverted, but they're certainly more apt to like sit and listen than like cigar smokers just, sit around and, shoot the crap.
Well, and see, and I will say that because I was just telling Raul because, we have been fortunate enough to be welcomed into, the pipe smoking community, and all of our cigar listeners, they're very extroverted, man. They're commenting, they're, messaging all the time and stuff. And then we have our loyal pipe smokers who they listen to everything we say. They may not interact as much like on social media and stuff. They may like a post and stuff here, but they are very supportive of us. Anytime we have something out talking about pipe tobacco, I can tell in our downloads, like, our pipe listeners, those guys are listening, and I love each and every one of them. And I love that our cigar listeners, like Raul and David from Knucklehead Cigar Nation, I mean, we need to call Paige's connection up there at Missouri Meerschaum because David just went through them and bought a cob pipe and some of their pipe tobacco and stuff because he had heard you talk about them on this episode.
Oh yeah, that's excellent. And by the way, if you guys are if you're looking on Missouri Meerschaum's site, they have the Country Squire Bing is back in stock. The Bing pipe, it's a medium-sized bowl, but it's a little bit longer shank, a little bit longer stem, and they have the bent Bing from Country Squire.
Cool.
The Bing, I get those every time, or almost every time a new one comes out, or because I just love that. I love that style of pipe, especially. We'll come full circle. So Cornell and Deal, they make a tobacco called Crooner, which is actually fashioned after Bing Crosby's. He used to have his own custom tobacco that made out there in Hollywood, where he was at, and so they got the recipe, and then they're making their own. Now Crooner is a much more burley base, so it's going to be and it's going to have a little bit. It used to have deer tongue, which gave it kind of a minty kind of flavor, but deer tongue can no longer be used in smoking products. So I forget what they use now. I think Tonka is something or other. But anyway, get you a Bing, get you some Crooner, man, listen to Santa and his pipe. I mean, that's the way to do the holidays.
Now, speaking of Pipe Podcast, have you got a chance to listen to an episode of Beyond the Burl yet? It's hosted by Sebastian and Josh. They're a couple of pipe smokers out of Canada. They actually had Jay and Bo on one of their episodes, and they're doing a lot, and it's interesting to hear because they're very knowledgeable about their pipes and all that. But it's always interesting to me to hear kind of like what these guys are paying, you know, in another country, what they're paying for pipe tobacco and pipes and things like that. And it's just like, you know, that's what I was just talking with Jay about, because I told him, I said, dude, if you love that West Tampa Red Toro, you've got to try the Lancero. And he is at a lounge in New York, and he said, man, these New York prices are ridiculous. And I said, man, you got to let me send you a couple of Lanceros. And he said, you got to let me pay you for them. And I sent him back a smiley face, and I said, yeah, I'll pretend like I'm going to let you pay me. You know, these will be my Christmas gift to you. Because I'd love to get, because what I pay for him here in Tulsa, I can get him probably 3 of them and ship them cheaper than he can buy one up in New York.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, and Jay would be the first one. He'd be the great one to talk if he can get his hand on the Lancero versus the standard. West Tampa Red. Now you've had the Lancero and the West Tampa Red, right?
Yes, that was my first Lancero Vitola that I'd ever had, and you know the West Tampa Red is a game changer. I can't wait. I think I gave you one. I can't wait for you to smoke it. But in that Lancero Vitola, I've had the West Tampa Red and the West Tampa White, and they are both phenomenal. I got at Horsepower Lounge up in Connecticut, Rob up there, he hooked me up. He got me a Lancero West Tampa White, and I West Tampa White is easily, it's a Habano wrapper. It's a more, I don't want to say mild, but to me, it's a great morning cigar with a cup of coffee, like with that pecan latte or whatever it was, pecan crunch we had. The perfect pairing. Coffee, some Bustelo, in that West Tampa, and the Mil Diaz, not the Maduro, the Habano, I think it is, from Crowned Heads. 2 great morning cigars. I absolutely love those 2 cigars. And then the last thing I can't go without mentioning is we got to say a big congratulations, Justin, to our good friends Rob and Big Al over at the Lounge Life. They just celebrated their first pot-iversary. Can you believe it's been a year? They've had their first pot-iversary.
Wow, I can't believe that, man. I mean, that's just. It seemed like they just got started a couple episodes ago.
I know, they another couple of guys that show up and take your job real quick.
Oh, for sure. Either one of them, man. They if they ever ask us to come on their podcast, you guys, I mean, it'll be the difference. Like, okay, there'll be 2 like knuckleheads and 2 guys who are like really good at what they do, and it won't be hard to figure out who's who there. You know, so Big Al, we love you, man, and Rob, hey, you guys are awesome. So again, congratulations.
And, speaking of knuckleheads, we're actually doing some preparation, I guess, if you want to call it that, but we're going to be doing, hopefully here in the next 2 weeks, the knuckle sandwich and Santo tequila. And we're going to be doing a giveaway with some of that tequila.
Yeah. So you guys, you're going to definitely want to, we do want to have probably, right around, we're going to be recording that weekend, kind of right before Christmas there. So we're going to got to get schedules worked out. We do plan to have Paige Turner on because she is a real tequila expert, and so we want to have a big Santo Spirit tequila tasting. So Uber car or will be in a full effect because nobody's driving home, but Sean doesn't drink, but he's at home, so
right.
What can you do?
I got to try it. We got to make Jason the Dram Amateur proud, because man, after Raul being on the Dram Amateur, I thought about packing up shop, Justin. I didn't know if there ever needed to be another cigar and whiskey episode ever recorded, because Raul just knocked it out of the park. Yes. Jason, they sounded great together. It was a fantastic episode if you haven't heard that one.
Oh my gosh, yes, and their personalities are so opposite one another. You'd almost think they would clash, but boy, it just fit together, So
now I will tell you, I was listening early morning on my way to work. I had to pull off of the highway because I started laughing so hard when Raul was talking about running out of the house in his underwear with his dad chasing him with a belt. I about lost it. I was cracking because I never thought I would hear anybody more nervous than you on like our first episode. Raul was so nervous. He was just telling everything. And I was just like, I wonder if he realizes he just told this story, but God, it was great. And I wanted again to kind of bring back some sounds before we finish up with some more pipe talk. Have you heard the new Guns N' Roses singles that they put out?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know about it until, honestly, guys, until right this second. I didn't know they were coming out with anything new.
Yeah, so they came out, I believe, on December 4th. 2 songs, Nothing and Atlas. So these were both tracks that did not make the cut for the Chinese Democracy album, if you remember way back then.
Wow, that's
they were re-recorded with Axl, Duff, and Slash and the other members of Guns N' Roses, but these are the first new Guns N' Roses singles featuring the 3 original members in God since what? Probably what was it? Appetite for Destruction, Use Your Illusions. Probably since then.
I was gonna say, I think Use Your Illusion had the, and then that kind of went south on them there, a little bit, but wow, I will definitely have to give that a listen.
Yeah,
I just didn't know about it.
I kind of prefer Nothing a little bit more than Atlas, but you got to listen to both of them. It's just nice to hear new music coming out from those guys. It hopefully, it will inspire them to do more.
Yeah, definitely. And I love all those guys still coming out. The Cure came out with some new stuff this year. And like our last the episode before last, we saw 40 years of Theater of Pain.
Yeah,
and some other ones, like that. So just it's just great for our. I tell you, it's great for our generation. Like if you're like a 16-year-old kid, I've heard a lot of the new rock, and I think the problem with the new rock is that they can't offend anybody, they can't make anyone mad, and that's like the point of rock music, is to make people mad.
Yeah,
and so I think that's the problem with the new stuff, because there's a lot of the new stuff I do like, and I might put together I think in the new year, I think I'm going to have some playlists come out and something like the Smokin' Underground, because I'm just sick about AI making music and stuff like that. So I want to put together some playlists that feature new people, not classics, but new people who aren't using AI, who are just doing their thing. And I'm going to have a real surprise for you. The first one, the Smokin' Underground.
Yeah.
There's gonna be different editions of it, and so the first one, I think, let me just say this about this Smokin' Underground, say edition 1. I'll just say this: if it's too loud, you're too old.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, so I want you to. I'll come out with that probably after the first year. Again, all new people, no classic rock here. We're not about the past, but I want to be about the future without AI.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
You might have to put some 10 Killer on there. Those guys, our friends Mike and Billy and Clint and Ian, they're making and producing all their own original music.
And did you see their latest that Christmas single they put out on Spotify?
Yeah, from Mike. Now that's just Mike. I think Billy may have produced it, and the other guys may have played on it. Yeah, but I think it was just put under Mike Lewis. So definitely check that out. It's a great track.
Oh yeah, and and so by the way, just let me just put this out there. Didn't have time to get this on, but so Skillet has a version of "O Come, O Come, Emmanuel," and it's a Christmas song there. So if you have a chance to hear that, that might be a little preview of what the first Smokin Sound edition might be. But
Okay.
yeah, Ocum, Emmanuel from Skillet. It's brand new. It just came out this year. Honestly, it's causing a little controversy among the church ladies, but good. They could use a little more controversy, so I say good.
They can tie a ribbon on it.
Yeah.
So what else did we forget to mention for our pipe smokers? Because I wanted to talk about some pipe tobaccos. We got a few cigars mentioned in there, but mostly wanted to kind of focus on, because I'm going to call this a Christmas blend episode, because we're kind of talking about the different Christmas blends and stuff that you can get. Are there any that that we haven't mentioned that you might want to throw out there, just for people to look for at their local pipe shop?
Well, of course, anything by Lane Limited, and now me, I'll tell a lot of you, go for if you can find them, either go for the classics like Prince Albert, like Carter Hall, like Half and Half, and like even yes, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, and I don't care who hears it. STG has reinvigorated Paladin Black Cherry, and you'll hear a lot of bad stuff about Paladin Black Cherry. That was one of the very first pipe tobaccos I ever smoked back in 1986.
Wow.
So. And it went through a phase where it was terrible, but STG, Scandinavian Tobacco Group, has got a hold of it, and they have restored its glory, as they have with Half and Half and some other ones. So Paladin Black Cherry even. So I'm kind of more, guys, especially if you get your Missouri Meerschaum, you get your Corn Cob, you get your Bing, or and take a look at that Warlock, by the way. The Warlock from Missouri Meerschaum is awesome. Fill that full of a Half and Half, or Velvet, or Sir Walter Raleigh, or Sir Walter Raleigh full aroma. I'm sorry, aromatic. Excuse me. Sir Walter Raleigh aromatic. By the way, Sir Walter Raleigh, that is my Christmas blend. It has been my Christmas blend as long as I've been smoking a pipe.
Oh wow!
So,
since 1986.
Yeah,
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Sir Walter Raleigh aromatic.
Aromatic. Okay.
So there is a Sir Walter Raleigh regular, which is a great blend too. Absolutely. But that's my Christmas blend. It has been Sir Walter Raleigh aromatic. So if you guys are in the holiday spirit, or maybe after everything's over, you want to keep that Christmas spirit going, let me give you a pairing real quick. Sir Walter Raleigh aromatic and Constant Comment tea from Bigelow.
Okay.
Those things are available all year round, and if you want to, and I often have that, like in the summer when I'm so sick of the hot weather and I kind of want to, so I'll kind of get that Christmas spirit. Constant Comment kind of has an orange and cinnamon, it's this orange and cinnamon spiced tea and really good, like clove in it and stuff like that. Mix that with the orange liqueurs found in the Sir Walter Raleigh aromatic. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, and I have to tell Raul, he's down there close. He may have to hit up Jeremy over at Blue Hill Tobacco. That gave us those awesome hats and stuff. And
thank you again.
Yeah, and see what pipe tobaccos he may have to be able to offer him. But well, Justin, we listen, for this testing out episode, we've been able to pull out an hour on this.
Wow. Okay. Excellent.
See?
Wow.
And this is just a normal phone conversation for us, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. See, guys, and literally I am. So I was trying to get the board to work. I think Sean needs to come over and help with this. But I was trying to get, so basically, guys, I'm just on the phone, and now I'm coming through his system.
Yeah.
But I'm just on the phone. Yeah. If sometimes Sean and I will sit down and talk, and the only thing different is that at times more wrestling will come up.
Yeah.
But there's not another PLE, Sean, until Royal Rumble in late January.
Yeah, and we do have a Saturday night main event coming up, and that's going to be Cena's last one, right?
Yeah, John Cena, and he's actually beginning the main event with his match, his final match.
And now is he taking on Gunther?
Yes. And the reason why he wants to be the first match is because he wants it to be about the future. He's like, I'm retiring, but he's going to try to see. Even so, the main event will actually feature people from NXT and stuff like that. So Cena is definitely. He's kind of like me in that way. Like, I'm always looking to the future. I mean, hey, the past was great, and hey, I love the '80s. You all know that, But I'm also about let's look ahead, and so guys, the main event on NBC this Saturday night. I don't know when y'all are going to hear this, but
I'm going to put it out here in just a minute, so they should hear it because I believe isn't Cody? He's taking on what's his Femi. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I saw that there's several of the WWE superstars taking on NXT superstars. They need to get LA Knight and Trick Williams hooked up.
Oh man, I tell you what. I don't know. LA Knight, he always gets close to like really coming over, and then something happens. Yeah. So I don't know, but by the way, speaking of Christmas, so one of my favorite stations right now is on Sirius XM. They actually have a 70s and 80s Christmas channel. So you hear all the ones that when you were growing up hoping for that G.I. Joe with the kung fu grip.
That's right. Yep. You got a little hippopotamus for Christmas coming through.
Yeah. So, definitely. And now we talked about the action figures last time, I do believe, the new wrestling action figures. But yeah.
And Emery's trying to get. I got to take her to Brahms, but she did so well on that episode. She thinks she gets ice cream. But I was looking at real quick. The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I was thinking, what would have made that better is if Yukon Cornelius would have been smoking a pipe in that. I think he is a perfect character to have a pipe in a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's and that's true. And a lot of people back then, even cartoon, they did smoke. I mean, look at Popeye.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And Frosty the Snowman.
His corncob pipe from Missouri Miracle.
Yeah. So I would have thought so, but oh well. I mean, it's they kind of missed their opportunity, But yeah, again, this is just a great time of year, and for us, when we're recording this, we have highs like in the mid 50s, so we're not dealing with snow and ice yet and stuff. It's just nice.
It's one of the. We've had a few colder days, but it's been nice to be able to sit out here and record this with you. It'll be nice to put this out because I think the 18th we're going to be at Classic Cigars, so probably do a little Instagram live from a Casa Carrillo event there. Then we'll have the Santo Tequila episode with the Knucklehead sandwiches. So we got a few things coming up before we wrap up this fantastic year for Smokin Sounds. Keep an eye on our socials at Smokin Sounds Pod. Instagram and Facebook. We'll get all the information out to you that we can when we can. And well, Justin, thanks for jumping on the phone with me, man, and recording this little episode.
Yeah, hopefully we can figure out what's going on and do this more often and all that, so I can hear the music and all that too. Because again, guys, I'm on the phone with him. I can't hear the music and all his effects and stuff that he does and whatever. So. But definitely, and we got, of course, lots of big plans for next year.
That's right.
And especially PCA.
Yes.
Premium Cigar Association. So there's lots of big doings that transpiring.
That's right. Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Smokin Sounds. Follow us at Smokin Sounds Pod, Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a beat. Or a draw. And until next time, keep those cigars lit. Those pipes packed.
We have it when we're together. Keep those pipes packed.
And the sounds smoking. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.